Most people think they know the story of Roy Lee Dennis, a courageous boy, a loving mother, a tragic illness, and the famous film Mask that turned his life into inspiration for millions. But if you look closer, really closer, you discover something far more complicated. Behind the hopeful movie scenes was a life filled with painful decisions, fierce love, and a mother who refused to let the world decide what her son's life should look like. Rocky was born on December 4th, 1961 in California. At first, nothing seemed unusual. He looked like any other baby, bright eyes, a curious smile, a future full of unknown possibilities. But when he was around 2 years old, a routine medical visit changed everything. Doctors noticed something strange about the bones in his skull. Neat tests eventually revealed an extremely rare disease called craniodiaphyseal dysplasia, a genetic condition that causes abnormal bone growth, especially in the face and skull. To doctors in the early 1960s, the outlook was terrifying. The disease could compress nerves, destroy vision and hearing, and even crush the brain under the weight of thickening bone. Specialists gave Rusty a devastating prediction. Her son might not live past 7 years old. But Rusty Dennis was not the kind of person who accepted predictions quietly. She had lived a chaotic life before Rocky was born, running with biker groups, dropping out of school young, working odd jobs just to survive. Life had already hardened her, and that toughness became Rocky's greatest shield. Instead of hiding him away, she raised him to face the world directly. She sent him to public school. She refused to treat him as fragile. Her philosophy was simple. If people stared, laugh with them. If life is unfair, live even louder. And Rocky did exactly that. Despite worsening vision, eventually leaving him legally blind, he excelled in school. His memory became extraordinary. Teachers noticed he could absorb information almost instantly and repeat it with stunning accuracy. He loved baseball statistics, collected trading cards, and built friendships with kids who quickly forgot about his appearance once they heard his sense of humor. That humor became his armor. On Halloween, Rocky would sometimes wear a mask like everyone else, then pretend there was another mask underneath his face that he couldn't remove. It was dark comedy, but it worked. Laughter replaced awkwardness. Suddenly, people weren't staring. They were laughing with him. By his teenage years, doctors offered surgery to change his appearance. Rocky refused. He had already accepted who he was. But the disease never stopped progressing. In 1978, the headaches became unbearable. His body weakened. Eventually, he needed a wheelchair. Rocky made one final request to his mother. He didn't want machines keeping him alive. He wanted to stay at home. On October 4th, 1978, at just 16 years old, Rocky Dennis passed away. The cause was respiratory failure after the disease compressed critical nerves and brain structures. Yet the story didn't end there. Rusty later donated Rocky's body to medical science so doctors could study the condition and help future patients. Years later, when Mask brought Rocky's story to the world, audiences saw courage. And what they didn't fully see was the brutal reality behind that courage. The exhaustion, the fear, and the relentless determination of a mother who refused to give up. And maybe that's the real lesson hidden inside Rocky Dennis's life. Strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a boy laughing at his own struggles. Sometimes it's a mother telling her child he is unique, not broken. And sometimes, the most extraordinary lives are the ones the world almost never sees.